Happy Friday, Vendasta, and welcome to All Hands for April 10th. Please put your hands together for your host today, Dale Hopkins!
All right, thank you very much. We've got an exciting agenda today. It's quite packed. If we look at the number of anniversaries and promotions today, there are only a few of you that didn't get promoted or have an anniversary this week. No, I'm kidding, but it's quite a few. So anyways, get excited and follow along. We'll roll through these rather quickly because otherwise we'll be here till 2 o'clock. Today we've got a number of things. What is it? 15 anniversaries and 37 new roles. So I wasn't kidding. We've also got some kudos, a little customer love, and don't worry, there are only 2 presentations, so I'm really hoping to get you back before 1 o'clock. But buckle up, here we go. All right, for the anniversaries, we'll start with the 1 years. We've got Deborah and Jacob. Rolling up on 2 years, we have Michael. I feel shorter than I would have. Anyways, Hiranya and Matthew. Going on to 3 years, we've got Balaji and Nimiya. Now, we have so many 5 and 10 years, we're going to group all these videos together. So just hold on for a second. At 5 years, we have... Oh, are they all together now? Maybe we are. Okay, not quite yet. So hold your applause. We're going to do all the videos at the end. It's not that we forgot them. We've got Leela with 5 years. We've got Dorian with 5 years. We've got Jordan with 5 years. We've got Madison with 5 years. I think we've got a 7-year in here. Oh, we got Mullen with 5 years. We've got Sandra with 7 years. But don't worry, we've got Shay with 10 years. Dressed for the occasion up here. And we've got Bill with 10 years. Now let's roll that video.
Leela, congratulations and happy 5 years at Vendasta. It's been so great having you as part of our team, and the work you're doing in Chennai to make sure that team's set up for success and cared for is amazing. So congrats on 5 years. Here's to many more, and Nandri.
Hey Leela, congratulations on the big 5 years. It has been such a pleasure getting to know you and learn from you over these last few months, and I look forward to what the next 5 will bring.
Hi Leela, congratulations on your 5 years anniversary. I just want to take a moment to thank you for all the guidance and support that you have given me over the years. Your mentorship has made a great difference in my career. I am really grateful for the opportunity to learn from you. You have given me the right advice at the right time, which has a lasting impact in my journey. Congratulations once again, and thank you for everything.
Hi Leela, happy 5-year anniversary. It was really a wonderful milestone for you, and I would like to thank you for all your guidance and support throughout my career at Vendasta, and you have also made me a better HR by profession. I also like to highlight that you have never let our team down, and you've always been our backbone. So thank you for all the things that you have done for us. Wishing you all success in your future, and we all love you.
Namaskaram. Happy 5-year anniversary, Leela. It's such an immense pleasure for us to work with you, and you've been always a great leader and a great support system for the whole Vendasta and the people operations team. And we are also looking forward to continue this beautiful journey with you. You've been a great leader to us, and and one more small request, Party Leda Pushpa.
Hi Leela, happy 5-year work anniversary. Working with you has been truly inspiring for me. The way you shape and support me, both at work and beyond, is something very special for me. Thank you for motivating me to do my best at work. I wish you all the continued success and happiness in everything again. And looking forward to see you grow more and more, even more and more. There is a long way to go.
Happy 5 years,
Jordan!
I've been delegated to convey additional over-budget appreciation.
Trudon, Proposal Builder, WhatsApp,
Ping pong,
Meta Reviews, Drones,
anime,
Pair Programming.
Jordan Hall, what can I say? Ultimate girl dad. Word on the street is he can change a diaper faster than a speeding bullet. The great bear hunter, triple checking that the snack bin is locked on family camping trips. Puzzle solver, incredibly analytical and inquisitive, asking the right questions to connect the dots and solve problems. But honestly, Jordan, I've learned a ton from you over the last few years, and your sense of humor is a lifesaver. You have a knack for making the team laugh even when the days get heavy, and I'm so incredibly lucky to have you on my team.
Congrats to the busiest guy in Vendasta Services, and there's a good reason for it. Happy 5 years, Jordan.
I am so excited to have been a part of your 5 years here at Vendasta. You are truly a gem, and we are so excited to have you continue on with our team.
The man, the myth, the legend. Thank you for being such an amazing leader and always showing that no question or project is ever too small for you.
You are a wealth of knowledge, whether it's talking about stocks and investments or how you're pimping out your Mini Cooper. It's always a great time.
You were the one that trained me when I first started, and you were only about a month in yourself. So it has been a blast working alongside you so closely for the last 5 years.
Happy 5-year work anniversary, Jordan. Your leadership over the years has been such a massive part of the team's success.
I've watched you grown from a support specialist to now senior manager of client engagement.
I just wanted to take this opportunity to let you know what an amazing friend you are, a great leader, inspiring and motivating one, and a wonderful colleague to work with.
Thank you so much for all of the knowledge that you've provided to me. Very appreciative of that, and I wish you the best for the upcoming months and years.
Your strategic vision and focus on long-term impact make you an incredible leader, and I'm grateful for everything that I learn from you every single day.
Hey Madison, 3 awesome things about you are you always have a different hair color, you're a volleyball coach, and you have nerves of steel. You've come so far in the first 5 years at Vendasta, and I look forward to see what you do in the next 5.
Hey Madison, happy 5th work anniversary. From leading websites, listings, reputation, AI, working with Neighborly, to always supporting us, your work has truly helped shape our success.
Happy 5-year anniversary, Madison. It has been such a pleasure working so closely with you.
I never thought in a million years I would meet my ride or die best friend at work, and yet here we are. You're an absolute rock star, you kill it at your work, and you make it just look so easy. Congrats on 5 years.
Congrats on 5 years, Maddie. It's been a pleasure working with you and seeing you grow from a web developer all the way to our senior manager of our AI teams. Thanks for always being there and being my right hand.
Thank you so much for all your input and your hard work. Looking forward more 5 years to come.
Happy 5-year anniversary, Madison O'Neill. Definitely would have been dead in the waters a few times here over the years if it weren't for you and your assistance. I know that can be said by a lot of people here on the team as well. So shout out to you, always being there, reliable, helping the team get stuff done whenever you're needed or whenever you're called upon. Truly appreciate it. Here's to 5 more years. Take care.
Madison, happy 5-year anniversary. Thanks for all the fun times, especially our karaoke on 17. Wishing you many more happy years and congratulations.
Congratulations on 5 years, Maddie. I'm so excited to be back and be working with you. For anyone who knows you, they all know you're a quiet force. I'm excited for the years to come, and congrats again.
Happy 5th work anniversary, Maddie.
Hey Molin, you're an absolute rock star for all of us. Thank you for all that you do. Congratulations on your 5-year work anniversary with Vendasta. Thank you.
Hi Molin, happy 5-year work anniversary. Thanks for all the support and the energy you bring every day. You always stay positive and makes others comfortable around you. Once again, thank you for being a valuable part of our team, and congrats. Way to go.
Happy 5 years, Mullen. You're the go-to guy when people have website problems, though half the time I think they're just looking for an excuse to come and hang out with you. I do see you hiding on the stairwell sometimes, so sometimes I worry about that, but you're the guy that makes us laugh, and you're always fun to be around. All the best in the next 5 years.
Hey, Mullen. Thank you for being such a great friend over the years, and you are the best thing that has ever happened to website support. Happy 5 years.
Hey, Mullen. Congratulations on your 5 years. Can't believe it's half a decade for you already. You're an amazing person who brings not only extensive knowledge and talent, but also a unique sense of humor. We are so lucky to have you on the team. Really appreciate all the hard work that you have done. Congratulations again, and take care.
Happy 5 years, Mullen. Happy 5 years, Mullen.
History in the making during our generation.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ho, H to the OV. I used to move.
Happy 10th anniversary, Shay Abe, aka Canada's Idris Elba Maji. Damn, 10 years. You're old as shit, man. You've been truly a blessing to the sales team, the most positive person I've ever met in my life. Thank you for your efforts, and thank you for working hard with the team.
I know when I started here as an SDR, you were such a light in this place. I was a guy that reached out to you immediately and asked you for help, and you delivered, man. You truly delivered. And I know we used to always talk about personal development and all the different things on how to get better in the role. And I remember everything we chatted about and how much support and positivity, I will say, is what you gave us. And me specifically, and you're definitely a character at Vendasta, but a much needed uplifting character at that. Excited for you, man. 10 years is a long time to be in tech, so you have done what most people won't.
10 years of talking to yourself, 10 years of always being on the move with nowhere to go, but knowing that you're making good time. Congrats, man.
Happy It's been so great getting to know you, getting to know your work style, getting to know your personality, having you as a coach and a mentor, and now having to manage you as a coach and a mentor as well. You're such a ball of energy, such a ball of sunshine. It's great having you on the team and being able to rely on you to always pick us up if we are feeling low and reiterate when times are good as well.
Odogu, senior man, your pocket no go dry. Twali for the Baba, international spender. Oh yeah, show them, give them. Brosse, Twali for the Baba. 3 bosa for you. Bosa, bosa, bosa. Congratulations, Shay, on your 10 years anniversary at Vendasta. First, personally, you're someone definitely that inspires me for Vendasta. I appreciate the fact that you're very open to teaching, trying to bring me in, explain stuff for me. I appreciate that very, very much. So, Chairman, salute you.
Hey Bill, congratulations on your 10-year work anniversary with Vendasta. Here's wishing you a lot more years of success with Vendasta. All the best.
Hi Bill, happy 10-year work anniversary. You have been amazing throughout the decade. Thanks for all the support and hard work you put for the team, and cheers to the continuous growth and success.
Happy 10 years, Bill. You've been with the website team from the start and have been a big part of its success. You're probably the only developer who's got a $100 gift card from a partner as well. All the best in the next 10 years.
2, 1.
Happy 10 years work anniversary, Bill. Woo!
All right, great. There we go. Thank you. That's awesome to see the amount of tenure that just went by there. That's great. I know Shay was a little bit worried there when he saw Alj come up at the start, but that was actually one of the nicer things I think Al just said, which is great. Why don't we get on to the movers and shakers? And as I told you about, this is a big list today, so here we go. We've got Archit, Durai, Huma, Kavita, Ridhanya, Sabashina, Abby, Arun, Satish, Ubendran, Donna, Gokul, Harsh, Perrin, and Indu. We'll give this an applause here. Next up, we've got, it's just so great. We've got Geetha, Vinath, Rika, Disha, Dinesh, Nishtha, Jacob, Derek, Femi, Emily, Michael, Madison. Michael was on both. Sunil Kumar, Ajika, and Noor. And we're on the home stretch here. We've got Joshua, Alec, Hannah, Nicholas, Mizarul, Adriano, and Nate. And whenever I'm searching, Nate's the guy that always comes up first on the list when I search for myself. Okay, kudos. This is our 16 leadership principles, and we like to recognize these. These come out of the Lattice Kudos channel. From John Vars. Huge kudos to the project team for successfully migrating our support operations from Zendesk to our very own, let's be honest, I think we call it Vendesk system. Okay, round of applause right there. That's incredible. When leadership decided not to renew our Zendesk contract in favor of building an in-house solution from scratch, we knew the stakes were high. With a hard deadline of April 1st and no system yet built, the team faced an incredibly aggressive timeline. What impressed me most wasn't the technical feat, come on, John, but the culture behind it. Leading with sunshine, despite shifting workflows and the inevitable day one hurdles, the team maintained relentless optimism. Instead of complaints, there was a shared excitement for the power of our new platform and the potential of our proprietary AI. Radical ownership. Is that a... That feels like that's not one of the... Anyways, that's okay. Ownership was contagious. Every team member stepped up to tackle massive work streams, staying perfectly in sync with one another to meet the cutoff. We still had some bumps to smooth out, but launching a custom infrastructure under this kind of pressure was monumental win for Vendasta. Thank you for your hard work and for proving that we can achieve a lot when we build ourselves. This is a really big list, but we'll go through it. This is Naresh and Emily and Gabriel and Ben, Sean, Craig, Jason, Ginger, Jesse, Leon, Megan, Arul, Lee, Braden, and Arnima. This is a kind of crazy that this actually went through, and there were some rough patches, let's be honest, but this was great, and it certainly helps when there's a positive attitude on this, so thank you very much. That's right, I decided it was worth 2 claps, this one. Okay, this one's from Senthil to Harsh and Abby. I would like to give a shout out to Abby and Harsha. They have been delivering consistently strong work over the last few sprints and have consistently met the expectations we have for our engineers. They recently demonstrated real ownership and customer obsession by investigating a tricky issue where NPS scores were being incorrectly recorded due to some of the bot requests. And I want to call out their efforts in getting this across the line. This was a critical issue that needed an immediate fix and was after hours to keep our Broadly migration on track. They worked together to investigate the root cause and ensure a fix was deployed to unblock the team. Their initiative and reliability in a high pressure moment was exactly what you want to see from your engineers. Keep it up, Abby and Harish. I think we're going to have a big kudos next week around the Broadly migration. I don't necessarily want to spoil it, but I'm pretty excited for that one. We got a bit of customer love. And as a spoiler, Brian Larson is actually on one of these slides. Hey, there he is. You might not recognize him. This was a while ago. No, anyways, this is an email from the Milton campus of Black Belt Digital Marketing. I wanted to send a thank you to the entire team for the invite to yesterday's roadshow. The information was incredibly valuable and the energy from the staff was even better. I'm really looking forward to implementing some of these new applications on the Vendasta platform. BK, if I'm allowed to call you that, what do we think? No, he has to be Mr. King. That's Mr. King to you. No. It was great meeting you and getting to hear your vision firsthand. I'm kidding. He can call him BK. I hope you and your family have an incredible time on your cruise today. Jeff and Derek, it was great seeing you there. Kent, even though you couldn't make it, your support has been integral in getting Black Belt Digital Marketing to where we are today. I also wanted to give a shout out to Brian Larson. We had a fantastic conversation. He did an incredible job listening and engaging with me on strategies to help us move faster and increase retention. It's clear that you have a great crew representing the brand. We are excited to be part of the upcoming Fast Track conference calls and would love to be included in any future events you have on the calendar, both in and outside of Florida. I want to be invited to the Florida events too. I am definitely looking forward to traveling to more Vendasta Roadshow event. Shout out to the team. All right, we got a couple of upcoming events. We've got Tamil New Year's Day on April 14th. We've got Sip and Shop. Check out the calendar invite for details. All right. We've got a federal election in India, and that's a holiday. That's cool. And then we've got a Q1 board meeting. Oh man, on a national holiday. I wonder which will be more fun. April 30th, the Up After Party, which is always a good time in Up here, and we test the limits of the fire code. This will be fun. All right, let's get on to the presentation here. I was talking to Cal earlier, and she saw some of my slides a bit early, so please don't ruin any of the surprises. I did offer to give a talk to the citizen developers on making presentations. Cal declined, but that's all right. So let's talk a little bit about R&D and AI, and I've got a couple of fun things to talk about. Now, as I often have to, I know Brian comes to the front and is always hoping that we're going to talk more about the data warehouse, but I'm sorry, Brian. I'm not going to be talking about the data warehouse, so hopefully you're okay with the kudos, and that puts you in a good mood. Okay, well, let's start off with security here. I want to talk about a few things. There's some excitement. First of all, put it on your calendars, May 11th. This is going to be the date that we have SOC 2 for not just Yesware, but also Vendasta, and this will be a full 6-month audit period for both of these. So that's going to make a big difference in terms of like, if you don't know what SOC 2 is, that's okay. But if you're in sales and someone asks for a security question and you can just say, here's the URL and it has our SOC 2, you can go download it. And then you don't have to have a 1-month back and forth with Davin and me and Jason and a bunch of other people. They could just self-serve. It's going to be really great. Ask the Yesware sales guys about it. It happens pretty good when we have our SOC up there. So I think this is going to be a great thing for the team, and this is coming up soon. I think there's going to be training that week. I think it's the week before that we're going to do some of the training for the team, but this will be the day that we have that, and that's really exciting. And luckily, just under the wire for, I think the Bank of Montreal is looking for another one of these by the 15th. So, hey, we got a little bit of pressure to get this one in on time. So that'll be great. The next thing I want to talk about is the elephant in the room, or perhaps the HIPAA in the room. So I wanted to talk about this, and a lot of you are asking what it is. And first of all, there's not 2 Ps, but that's okay. It's, what is this, a Health Information Portability and Accounting Act. That's what it's for. It's basically healthcare information in the United States. But if we ask, okay, but what is it? It's actually about trust for our customers is really what this is for. And it's really making the statement that you could trust Vendasta with your customers' data. And instead of customers, put patients in there. That's what this is really about. And I think I was talking to Davin about this earlier. And one of the things we need to think about is like the way that HIPAA is used is kind of, you can think about this. I mean, you're going to have to follow me a little bit. I could be totally wrong. This is a sports analogy of sorts. But I guess there's an offensive part of the game to start with, and that's where we are today, which is we can win deals if we have HIPAA. And that's an exciting part, and I think that's what everybody is really excited for us to be able to do, because there's a lot of deals that come in today that if we had HIPAA, that would be a lot easier. And so this is definitely where we're going, and to support this. The hard part is the second part of the game. Maybe it's another part of the game. Anyways, it's the defensive part. It's really important, but the problem is once you play, that's a one-way game. And so that means that once we have customers that we're making HIPAA commitments to, we're committed to them forever. And the ability to answer tough questions about how we're treating their data and how we're managing it is actually really important, because they're allowed to ask questions like, tell me what kind of data you have about me, who touched it when, and I'd like a printout of all of that. And you're like, a printout? And it's like, yeah, they can ask for that. And the interesting part about it is that it's not us that are going to ask. It's going to be our channel partners. And then they're going to turn to us and say, what does this mean and how do we do it? And so if we have an answer to that, that's going to be really good, because it really breaks the trust quick when a partner asks for something that they legally need to be able to give and we can't give it. So don't worry, we're working on this. And this is something that we are going to be able to do later this year. So that's going to be exciting. And there is a little bit of a gap between when you can start to close deals and when we have to have our defense game totally tuned up. It's not a huge gap, but there is a little bit of time we have to get a few things together there. It's also important to note that HIPAA falls under a similar sort of umbrella to GDPR and some of the other privacy frameworks, because this is less about security, less about some of these things and controls. It's more about how do you manage privacy and data. So it's not just security, it's access to some of that private data, and how do you keep track of certain types of data needing to have preferential or different treatment. So that's really what it's about, and it's exciting because as much as HIPAA is extra work, it is a lot of work, it's also a lot of overlap with GDPR and other privacy frameworks, so we'll be better for it once we do this work. And so this is exciting. So what does that mean? Well, I mean, this is a boring part, is the first part is actually inventory. And I don't know, how many of you had like an uncle or somebody that owned a store and you got to do inventory? Yeah, that's the worst part of owning a business, I think, except for that you get to have like a nephew or something that gets to count transmission parts for you. Anyway, I'm going to say that that's unfortunately one of the most important parts of running a business, because what did you sell? It kind of starts with, I don't know, what did you have before and what do you have now? And that turns out to be what you sold. Much like when we talk about HIPAA and they say, what kind of personal health information do you have about me? And we can't just say, that's a good question. We should really check that. So our first step is to figure out where we keep PHI, and not just, hey, we have a nice little field here that's called, your religion, and you put it in there, and we should be careful about that. Or, hey, your particular health concerns. That's not a field that's going to appear in the CRM. The PHI is going to come in everywhere that a user can put it. This is one of those things that PHI finds a way into pretty much everything. And you're going to find that this is the example of the customer that comes onto your website and shares way too much with the web chat. And how do we make sure that that doesn't show up in everybody's inbox at the office and in a bunch of emails and then a notification with a roll-up of all these things that you definitely don't want any of that information showcasing. But if you think about it, the conversations, like, they're really not flagged as PII, they're really not flagged as PHI, but it made it in there anyways. And the real question that HIPAA is going to be asking us is it reasonable to think that someone would put PHI there? Because if it is, it's your job to take care of that. Now, again, there's this great word in all of these compliance frameworks, which is reasonable, which means we don't have to be perfect. It is possible that, let's say that it was Jesse Rettle that came onto your website, and using a series of encrypted questions and other things, he managed to get PHI into the system undetected. They're not worried about stuff like that. What they're actually worried about is like, hey, is it reasonable to find this sort of information and that it should be protected? So we're going to have to add some things, and this is actually very similar to something like DLP, which is data loss prevention. So the idea is we're going to have to process some of these messages where PHI could be and look to redact obvious things and try to do a good job of that. And then changing some of our UX to say that if there's sensitive data, by default we don't show it, and we have an ability to show it only in certain contexts. But the good part of this is, if you're worried about having to audit everything that every user always does, that's not the bar. The bar is everything that every user ever does when they're dealing with this type of data. And so this is the important part, is that for most people in the platform, they're not actually interested in seeing the PHI. Your marketing team doesn't need to know somebody's diagnosis in order to ask them for a review. There's a whole bunch of these things that we can do that most operations don't require this special treatment. And the great part about inventory is identifying all those situations we don't have work to do. So that's really where it's going to be. And while it is boring, you can think about it as cataloging all the work that we don't have to do, which is really great. That feels better that way, right? All right, this is an exciting part for a few folks. How many of you have seen the Vendasta Vibe demo? Okay, we got a few people, that's good. We also have a few people that are like, listen, Dale, I'm eating my lunch, I'm not bothering to put my hand up. That's okay too. I wanted to talk a little bit about what is actually happening. Why is the Vendasta Vibe platform even interesting? And I wanted to say thank you to Brian for helping me out with this. I'm just kidding. Brian didn't help me with this diagram. So what's important to understand is that the Vendasta platform is a multi-tenant platform in almost all parts of how it works. And this is actually a pretty unique new feature to the platform, is when a user comes into the platform and is using the Vibe Builder, we are actually provisioning a chunk of hardware just for them. This is a sandbox to make the development experience, the iteration, if you've used Lovable or anything else like that. How does it respond quickly and show applications in a preview window? The answer is we've actually dedicated a fairly beefy machine here. In terms of, like, this would be a machine that has more CPU than like the last year's development laptops. So this is a pretty large machine. And so this is also why we do a lot of work to try and control the costs on this, and why there's usage on this. Because we're not just multitasking this with other things. We're spinning something up dedicated for a user, but the experience is incredible because it's just like running a dev server on your local machine. Now, what's important to understand is the way we're able to offer this stuff is Jesse's built a pretty smart thing along with support from our SRE team in that we're able to use what they call spot instances, which means we spin up excess capacity from Google, and if you're able to use that capacity, which means they're allowed to terminate your machine, I think they give you a minute's notice and they can terminate your machine, but if you can handle that, you get a 97% discount. Which sounds like a lot. I know as the sales team, when you give out 97% discounts, people raise their eyebrows, right? Like, I don't think we do a lot of those. So this is pretty exciting that that's the line rate for some of these things, and that's how we're able to do some of this. But that's why that pricing is there and the usage is so important for this feature. But what's really important to understand is while the Sandbox runtime can interface with lots of parts of the platform, once you're finished with your Vibe session, that application is hosted on the Vendasta platform just like other apps. So this spin up here is actually only while you're using the Vibe Sandbox to build your app. So the costs we're incurring and the usage is exclusively during the time when we're doing that. And so this is an exciting part of what we're building, but it's important to understand that this is a separate piece than actually hosting the apps and the websites and the other things. So I just wanted to clarify a little bit of that because it shouldn't be magic. This is actually pretty exciting, but there is a big difference between development mode and then running it mode. And I want to thank a lot of the folks here who've been helping us with some of the trials of getting this up and running and stable. And get excited, citizen developers, because this is going to be the platform that we're going to help you with. And we're excited to get your ideas out there quicker and on the platform and hosted with logins built in. So this is where we're going. Now, rather than just talk about this, I thought we should maybe do a little bit of a demo. So I was going to invite Jesse up here, and why don't we do a little demo? How'd I do, Brian?
All right. In regards to the Sandbox, this should be Vendasta's page, but I haven't taken the time to wire it up yet. But I did want to talk a little bit about what does a sandbox mean? Like, why are we building a sandbox for AI to build these Vibe components? And the answer to that is untrusted code execution. And so what does that mean? It means we are giving our clients the ability to generate any type of code that they can think of possibly creating and running it in our infrastructure. So from a security perspective, that's scary as shit, because that means they're going to try hacking the crap out of us in the very first thing that they do. And so what a sandbox is, we're using a tool that Google's actually providing. It's called Agent Sandbox, so lovely name in Google. But it allows us to run this code in isolation, and it's in isolation from our infrastructure, but it's also in isolation from everybody else running their own Vibe instance. And so when that happens, what are we doing? We are building a file system that lets AI to interact with the files. So just like if you were to open up Finder or Windows Explorer, you see all the files on your computer. We're building APIs so that AI can basically treat this sandbox as if it's locally running on its own computer. We're going to have Git operations. And so Git, for those who have been enrolled in the Citizen Developers Program, is basically a vault for all of our source code. It's where we make changes and we save things. It's a key part of engineering. In the future, we're going to allow people to connect their GitHub account to do syncing back and forth between this, but that would be accomplished through Git operations. A language server protocol, again, boring names. This allows the AI agent that's running to ask the question, did the code I just write, is it compliant, is it valid, and will it compile correctly? We have process and code execution. This is the really scary one. This means we're going to let people run arbitrary commands in isolation, and again, our goal there is how do you sandbox that to make sure you can't how do you not escape? And that means like path traversals, that means APIs, that means API keys, that means database keys. How do you make sure all of that is protected so you can't escape? We have log streaming, MCP servers, and computer use as well. The computer use one is the one that becomes a little bit interesting. So since I was last up here, I'm not going to do a live demo today because it's too slow in this room. But if you ask AI to build a clone all of a sudden, What's going to happen is we are going to now take a snapshot of what that website is, and it's not going to clone the entire website. It's going to be basically page at a time. So again, most small businesses' websites are, I don't know, between 3 and 10 pages for the most part. And so as you're replicating it, to start with anyway, we're not going to try and clone every page of the website. We are going to clone the home page, the structure, and now as part of our documentation, we can start saying, and I would like to also clone the Rabbit Services site. And so you're going to notice now, if I was to actually open up rabbitgroomers.com, and again, most of us are familiar with our lovely test site here, you're going to get faithful reproduction of basically all of the content and the layout structure of each site. Because AI, again, is non-deterministic, it doesn't get it right all of the time. The example of the services page is much closer. It's got all the same snapshots, exactly the same text, the same colors, and even the kind of the wavy font at the top. So how that's happening is we are using a tool called Firecrawl. Firecrawl is one of the leading AI site crawlers right now. And why we're choosing to use Firecrawl is that it basically plugs directly into the LLM. We're going to look at how do we make that more available to other parts of our software, but we're going to crawl it with Firecrawl. And then as it's building, we're going to use the sandbox thing I just talked about, computer use mode, and we're going to ask it to take a screenshot of what AI generated. And so now you've got the beginning state and the end state, and we're going to ask AI in its validation step to say, do these look the same? Is it the same brands, the same messaging, the same colors? And so again, it's getting pretty close. So that is something for everybody to try. Again, we have trusted testers. I would encourage you on ABC to build your own account. Everybody, don't go into Rabbit Groomers and build your own test apps there. Create your own account. Why not on Rabbit Groomers? Because that fucks up everybody's demo, going to the page and seeing 98 vibe-coded apps in there. So again, excuse my language, but don't fuck up Rabbit Groomers. Build your own ABC account on demo or prod, provision it, and then you have to add Vibe as the early access trusted tester release. Provision that for your app, and then you can start playing around. Do anything you want, try and break it. Last time since I was up here, we launched a new version of the design mode. What does that mean? Well, that means if I don't like something, and so again, for the folks building the ticketing app, I should also maybe pause and say thank you, I'm sorry, and thank you. I deleted all their code probably twice, and I think Naresh almost died partway through the night one day. So sorry, Naresh. But this is also going to help the folks working on the ticketing solution. And why is that? Because it's going to allow us to click directly on specific elements and ask AI just to scope itself to that one thing. So I would like you to make this red. And then, so what it's going to do now is it's actually going to know that I clicked on an H3 tag. I'm going to make it red, and then AI is going to know that I'm actually referring to this part of the code that's being generated behind the scenes. And that now becomes part of the actual generation loop in the background. The planning mode, maybe I should have maybe prepared a better presentation. My apologies for rambling, but I liked storytelling. One of the things that's also new since we came back up here, and we got several engineers in the company dismantling this thing, but I'm sure everybody's heard of Cloud Code. They released their source code to the whole world. And so what that basically gives people like at Vendasta to do, it gives us license to basically go and see what some of the smartest engineers in the world are building at an AI-first company. And so we've been kind of dismantling this, like what did they release to the whole world? And we've been dismantling part of what the makers of Cloud Code mistakenly released to millions and millions of developers, and how do we apply that at Vendasta? And so some of the planning mode you're going to see now, as of yesterday, is going to be more based on what Anthropic and Cloud Code is doing. And so why is that important? It's hopefully going to be more accurate and follow what you're saying more closely. So if we go back to preview mode, I was on the Rabbit Grooming Services page, and you're going to see just that blanket statement, I want you to make this red, but it now knows instantly that I was just referring to this one thing. So if you're fine-tuning something and you're getting frustrated about it's just not listening to me, try going into design mode, click on the thing that you want, explain what you want, and if it gets really stuck, also go into planning mode, and then planning mode will allow you to evaluate what happens before it dives in. Prior to coming up here, I found a bug. This box in design mode's totally broken right now, so don't tell me that it's broken afterwards. I'm telling you, it'll be fixed. One of the things that Dale glossed over is something that I'm pretty excited about, and he loosely mentioned Vendasta services and Vendasta infrastructure, but I don't know, Dale's been here about 14 and a half years. Brian, you're 13. Again, some of us have been here for what feels like forever, but it honestly feels like all of the infrastructure and products we built up until this point were meant for this time we're in right now. And what do I mean by that? Well, we have an identity service, we have a media service, we have a CRM, we have all of these things that we can actually start plugging together in. I was really hoping I could show us how to build an analytics dashboard, vibe coded, but it's not working yet, so I'm just going to allude to us doing awesome things next week. But what I mean by that is one of the first things that we're seeing everybody in the company do, I want to build something I can log into, and I want to build something that queries analytics, and we're going to start using Vibe for that. And so as early as next week, you're all going to be able to accomplish that goal. So no longer are we going to be trying to build applications and deploy it to Firebase and all of this crazy hosting that is a massive security risk in its own, we're discovering. But we're going to do that in Vibe using all of our own infrastructure and technology. And so to allude to that, you can now ask AI to say, I want to build a login page. And it's going to know how to build a login page using our own identity service that uses all of the users' accounts that you've added to this individual. My demo account is Dr. Chicken Wings on demo. So all of Dr. Chicken Wings users would be able to log into this app, but if I click on it, don't get too excited because it's fucking broken. So this will be working for next week, and Dale and I are working closely on what does this mean to roll out to all of our customers, but also in a secure fashion. So we're pretty excited about that. And then following on the heels of this, one of the goals is we want to be able to take an example like some of our teams are building here for Neighborly. We want to be able to provide this experience entirely in Vibe. So if you hear things like one platform, what does one platform mean again? That means like a reseller like Neighborly, they've got all their stuff in Partner Center. We're going to be able, through one platform, connect a business app account that has access to all of that partner's data, meaning inside of the Neighborly business app, they can now start vibe coding as Neighborly the reseller and have access to all of the data. And so this is also, we're having a conjoining of initiatives happening here. And so Gabriel and group are working on one platform. But now, through that initiative, we should be at a point where we're going to be able to vibe code this app as early as next week. So we're pretty excited about that, and we'll maybe have another demo, assuming we get login and analytics actually working next week. So that's all I got. We got more coming from Vibe. But again, if you're playing around, you're vibe coding something, I'm going to ask you to try really, really hard. Try using it. It's going to do things every day I'm seeing customers in the early access group using it in ways I didn't expect. We built a Jira replacement using it. Like what? Right? That doesn't seem possible because we don't even have good integrations yet. So again, try, explore, do. If you have questions, comments, find a bug, no matter how big or small, except the one I told you about today, go into the Vibe channel. There's more and more people in there. Share with what you're doing. Talk to Deborah. We're putting together go-to-market documentation right now. Share it with everybody. And then part of the future becomes how do we build templates that we can all share. And so imagine if we had a ticketing template that you could actually install into everybody's app or something like that, right? So again, that's going to be the future, and it's coming quicker than we might expect. Anyway, that's all I got. Thanks, Dale. Back to you.
All right, Miriam, you going to come up here? Here we go. Get excited for citizen developers.
So yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I talked about the AI billboard, and I promised that we would be giving out gift cards to our submitters. So, as promised, Braden gets the first one. Woohoo! He's not here today, so we're going to move on to the second person. No, just joking. So we're going to give the $50 Amazon gift card to Braden. Just to let you know that this gift card is going to be given to everybody who submits, or people from the US, Canada, and India. So yeah, and Braden had submitted 5 builds: research agent, franchise direct pricing, case study reference, agency pricing dashboard, and video trimmer. So 5 builds. That's a lot. Thank you very much. And a reminder that everybody can submit their area solutions on the build board. You don't need to be a citizen developer. Please go ahead. If you haven't submitted your hackathon solution, go ahead and do that. We're going to feature, starting next week, we're going to feature whoever submits their first solution on the build board. And another reminder is that Citizen Developer Program applications close on Wednesday. So if you want to participate in this program, it's going to kick off in 3 weeks. Don't miss the opportunity. Thank you.
Now, I know it's been 20 minutes since I talked about security at all, and I know that you're already jonesing for another hit, but you're going to have to wait until May the 4th. Where's Jeff Tomlin? Yeah, I mean, Jeff usually makes a joke here about Star Trek or something. Anyways, on May the 4th, that week, we're going to be rolling out security training, so everybody here gets another hit of their security that they know and love, and you don't have to wait any longer than that. All right, Anissa, let's do the draw. Let's do it for the prize. Thank you, everybody, for coming to All Hands today. Stick around if you think you can win. 0. Just kidding. 2906226. 0290-6226. Hey, Mr. Phillips! Congratulations. Oh yeah, it looks good to me.